All right, so have you ever had a fruit tree that you just wanted to do it prosper and grow and produce fruit, and it just kind of limped along and looked weaker and weaker from year to year, even though you've had it established, it's in the ground, it's rooted, it's not doing too well, maybe you've seen some signs of problems. Well, I've got one here just like that today, and we're gonna be calling it quits. I'm gonna show you a tree here that is showing this problem called Gummosis, and I'm gonna show you some close-ups of it. And Gummosis is, it's basically a disease when a plant starts pushing out sap out of all these different wounds, and it can happen from different reasons. You can get Gummosis from environmental stress, from bugs, from pathogens, fungus, bacterial, cankers, basically different forms of stress that are harming your tree that can cause the sap to ooze out. A little bit it's okay, but this one has been doing it for a couple seasons now. We've worked on this tree, we've done all we can, we've pruned off old dead limbs, and we've gotten rid of those and got them out of the garden. But the tree is still limped along. So I'm gonna show you a close-up of our tree, and it was time to get rid of it and get a new tree in here. Let's go. All right, so here's our patient, and this tree right here is a little peach tree that we've had here for years. And for the last several years, it's just been struggling. It's not doing too great. And if you can compare it to the ones behind me, and maybe I'll show you some other trees that are of similar age, its counterparts, and they look healthy. Their canopies are full and thick and lush. Their leaves still haven't turned colors yet. This one, you can see it's already kind of starting to drop its leaves. It's beginning end of September right now. But I'm going to show you some close-ups, and you can see there's Gummosis all over this tree. It's got these big cracks and fissures in it that are just spewing out this amber-colored sap. Some of the limbs are dead. We actually trimmed off a lot of this tree last year in hopes of maybe getting back to some healthy wood and getting a regrowth. So having Gummosis isn't a death sentence for your tree. We've actually had some out here that have had some of this, that have shown signs of Gummosis in the past, and with a little bit of care and a little bit of luck, the tree's healed and now they're just flourishing. But this one didn't heal and it's not flourishing. And so I think we're gonna make the decision now to have the kids cut it out. We're gonna get all the wood out of here. If you're on other people burn them sometimes, but we're gonna toss it in the green waste and get it gone. We're not even gonna compost it on site. And then we're gonna replant here. We're actually gonna put a citrus tree right here in its place, a nice little lime tree. We don't have any limes. But here, let me show you some close-ups of what this damage looks like so you can see if you got this going on in your trees at home. All right, so here's some of the Gummosis you can see, and actually it's all over this tree. And just like I said, a little bit of it really isn't a death sentence, and you can have a tree rebound, but you can see we're cutting this one down. But you can see it's pouring out all over, and this is just one of the limbs. It's actually basically every major limb has been damaged and is bleeding out. You can see here we've got some damage as well, and a lot of just dead branches where this time of the year a nice healthy tree should be full, and this one is just not. And so like I said, we tried to baby it and give it a year or two to kind of come back, and it did a little bit with the pruning that we gave it last year, but it just didn't come back as in a robust fashion. So you can see all this Gummosis here, and it's just basically signs that it's stressed out, and it could be from peach borers, it can be from root failure, environmental stress, insects, like I said, different pathogens. But for us, it's all for naught. We're just gonna cut it out, get it out of here, dig all this out, and we're not gonna throw it in the compost. It's going to the green waste, or if we're on a farm, we put it in a burn pile. But it's time to get this gone and on to something else, because you know what, guys, we're gonna be planting a lime right here, and we don't have any lime trees out here. So that's it. That's for us. When you know when it's time to go is when it's time to go, is because its health is diminished to the point where you're not really getting any returns. We really didn't get any fruit off this tree, and this orchard is for food. We want nice, healthy fruit trees that are full and have healthy branching. You can see this one's kind of coming to the end of the summer here and showing some signs of the end of the season, but you can just tell by the robustness of the branches, the health. There's not some signs of the end of the season, but you can just tell by the robustness of the branches, the health. There's not sap spewing out all over the tree, and so there's no Gummosis right there. So for us, that tree, it's time for it to go. Boom, and just like that, we got rid of that old diseased tree. Actually, it wasn't even that old, but it was diseased and it was hurt. And so if you have a fruit tree at home or a small tree, and you're noticing that it's got the Gummosis of it, where its sap is just oozing out of it 24/7 and in a large amount. It's not just this few little bits and pieces, and large amounts for several seasons or a couple years, to the point where you're noticing limbs or branches are dying. They're not getting foliage on there. You're not producing as much fruit as you did in the past. Then it's probably time to pull that tree out. And that's the answer to today's question, is how to know when that tree is when it's dead, when it's done, and there's no use in kind of having it limp along. And really, it's going to be up to you and how far gone that tree is. Like I mentioned in the video, we've had trees in the past out here that have had signs of gummosis or damage or disease, but we were able to get to it, control it, limit it, prune it out, and then the tree's able to heal itself and kind of flush right back and have a rebound. This one, we tried all that and it still didn't work. And so we compared it to all of its friends out here. They're all thriving and healthy. They're all at the same age. And this one that was right here in the spot just really wasn't taking off in a positive direction. And so it was time. We had the students cut it down limb by limb. Then we got to that stump. The trick with that stump is sever, don't break your shovels, sever all those roots one at a time, break them out as you need it. As needed, we used loppers, we used pruners for the smaller roots, and we also used our pick to break away and smash through some of those roots. And we had some larger loppers as well. And then really once it got loose, we were able to kind of pop it right out, you know, without using too much effort. And that's really what it's about, is getting that old tree out of there efficiently. And then in next video, we're gonna be planting some citrus trees right here and throughout the orchard. We got 2 limes to go in, which I'm really excited about because we don't grow limes out here. We're gonna be growing the Bear's lime and the Mexican lime. We'll get to that next video, so I hope to have you right back. Until next time, garden friends, please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And until next time, keep on gardening, keep on growing, and we'll see you next time.